What's up, guys? I know I said I was going to do so many videos on the CPL. I said I was going to do this, that on the CPL, and I didn't do anything on the CPL. Like, where was I? Where have I been? I have not been here, and I've not been doing videos on the CPL. And we're already halfway through the freaking fall season, and I haven't done anything. So, like, what the hell am I been doing? You know? What have I been doing? I haven't been doing anything. Why haven't I been doing anything? I just haven't felt like I wanted to, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, guys, we're going to be doing more videos on the CPL. I'm just going to be giving you guys, in this video, I'm going to be going through the standings. And yeah. And also give my predictions on some of the coming up matches. And hopefully we'll try to make this a thing that we do more often. But anyways, in the spring competition, you had Cavalry who won. Obviously, they had 24 points. Forge with 19. They were second place. 5 points below that, below Cavalry, and then FC Edmonton with 14, who came third. So, I mean, Cavalry just ran away with it. There's only 10 games. In this season, there's 18 games, so it's a lot tighter. And I think it's going to be really awesome to see. But right now, Fortune Cavalry are tied with 16 points. FC Edmonton with 13, Valor with 12, Pacific with 11, York 9 with 10, and Halifax with 7. So all the teams from York 9 and above are only 2 wins or less away from catching the top teams. Halifax is more than that, but yeah, that is what that is cool. That is good. And yeah, basically the team who has the most goals for is Pacific right here. They got 16. Teams with the most goals against is also Pacific. They have 16. So they're really like score a lot of goals, but also let a lot of goals in. And then as you can see, for goals against, the team with the least amount of goals against is Cavalry with 6. And the team with the least amount of goals for is Halifax. And then Cavalry doesn't score a lot of goals. They're second least, so they don't really do that great. But anyways, yeah. Who do I want to win the fall competition? I really would love to see Edmonton do it. FC Edmonton. Easton Ongado is amazing. He's really come into his own, hasn't he? He really has with Edmonton, FC Edmonton, and it's amazing to see. I mean, I love FC Edmonton as a team, and I really want them to do it. Why? Because I want to see the Battle of Alberta happen. Because if you don't know, the winner of the spring season plays the winner of the fall season. So, and right now, I mean, Cavalry could win both. And if Cavalry does win both, then it will be the second place team that gets to go into the final match. And the final match is basically 2 games and it's 2 legs. So one, the first leg, then the second leg. And it's basically an aggregate score, and that's how they figure out who wins the actual, who will be the first ever CPL team to win win it all basically. Who will be the first team to win it all? That's gonna be awesome to say you're the very first ever team. I mean, in the very first year ever. That is gonna be insane. That's gonna be awesome though to see, eh? I think it is at least. But yeah, I just hope and I think FC Edmonton could do it too. I really do think they could do it. But I think Pacific has a good chance too. I mean, Terran Campbell, he's going off. He's probably gonna get the golden boot, eh? He's gonna. He's been scoring like every single game now. Like it's ridiculous, man. It is really ridiculous how many goals He has. Just crazy, man. Just crazy. But now we're gonna go and talk about the CONCACAF League because that just ended, and it ended with, as you can see, a 4-1 loss for York. For sorry, no, not York, for Forge, and Forge did end up winning the first game at home 1-0, but then they just got slaughtered in this game. And unfortunately, they're out of the CONCACAF League now. But you know what? Maybe that's good because maybe now they can just focus on the CPL, and maybe that will actually make it so that they can win the fall competition. But I don't know. It's gonna be hard, man. But the thing is they're not really worried because even if Cavalry does bust them, they're gonna be probably the second place team anyways. So they're still gonna make it in to the finals just because of the reason that Cavalry can't make it in. If Cavalry's top, then they go to the second place team because Cavalry already won the spring competition, right? If the team that wins the spring competition also wins the fall, then they take the second place team. So Forge is more than likely locked it up anyways. They don't really even need to be worried about it. But it's crazy that Forge beats Cavalry once, and does all that work, and then Cavalry basically gets a draw and pulls up with the same amount of points as them again. So, and it's because Cavalry has so many draws, that's why. Last season, Cavalry had no draws. They were one of the only teams to actually not get any draws. This season, they're getting a lot of draws. They're getting a ton of 0-0 draws and 1-1 because they're really just they're not the most offensively gifted team, but they're really good defensively. They can just shut it down defensively. Halifax, you would have thought they would be a real good defensive team, but they're really not. I mean, for goals against, they're tied for the most goals against right now because of that one game against York where it was 6-2. That loss that they had, that was bad. That's probably going to be the most goals ever scored in the CPL for a while. Like, for a while, I think. I don't think that's going to happen again for a while. But anyways, yeah. So there's that. That happened. But now we're going to go and preview the games this Monday. So we've got this Labor Day Monday, we've got Halifax Wanderers FC, FX Wanderers FC versus FC Edmonton. Now, this is a big game for both teams because if FC Edmonton wins this, they're tied with the same amount of points as Cavalry and Forge. And it's also big for Halifax because they want to get out of that bottom position. They do not want to be last at the end of the season, and these 3 points are going to be big for them to really crawl their way out of that bottom spot. So it's going to be big for Halifax to get that win. It's really going to be big. And the good thing about it is Halifax is at home, and Halifax is a totally different team at home than they are away. When they're away from home, they can't win at all. When they're at home, they win. They just don't lose. They either win or they get draws, which is pretty crazy. But and they are going to be home for this game. So if I had to have a prediction of a score, I'm probably going to say 2-2. FC Edmonton 2. Halifax 2. I just think it's going to be a draw. I think there's going to be quite a few goals in this game because I think Halifax concedes a lot, but I think they're also going to make up for that by scoring. And I think it's going to be a 2-2 draw in this game. And it starts at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. So, and then we got on Monday right after. If you want to watch this game, you can watch this game because it happens to be right after. It's at 1:30 p.m. Mountain Time. And we've got Cavalry versus Valor. And I believe this game is at the Investors Group Field in Winnipeg. But it is Cavalry versus Valor. And I have a feeling Cavalry is probably going to slaughter Valor. Valor is not a very good team. Last season, or last spring competition, they came last. And I honestly, if you want for me to put a team that I think is going to come dead last again, I think it's going to be Valor again. I just think that that's what's going to happen. But so that's why I'm thinking Cavalry's probably going to win this game. Probably 3-1. I think it's going to be a blowout. I think it's probably going to be a 3-1 win. And then, so that's what I think. And so those are the 2 games that I'm going to preview by Saturday. So we're going to be coming out with these videos every Saturday, hopefully, if I can keep up with it. And yeah, and we'll see next Saturday if I actually got if I got any of the games correct. get if I guessed any of the games correct, and we'll see if I did. And then we've also got this week, we've got Forge plays later in the week against Pacific on Wednesday, and then they play on Sunday too against York. And I think that'll actually give Forge a good chance to get as many games as these teams, so that'll kind of put them up there, and that'll actually give them a chance to kind of run away with the table, maybe run away with the table. But I think against Pacific they're going to have a harder time. I think against York 9 they'll probably just stop them, roll through them. I don't think York 9 will put up much of a fight, but I do think against Pacific they're going to have a little bit of a tough time. But I'll be back next Saturday to see how I did with my predictions on these two games. And basically how we're going to do it is I'm going to do my predictions for any days that have 2 or more games. If there's a day that just has 1 game, I'm not going to do any predictions for it. I'm only going to do predictions for days that have 2 games or more. Well, 2 or 3 games, because the max that can be played is 3 games on one single day, because there's 7 teams, so one team won't play and then the other 6 will. But anyways, yeah, next week we'll be back, and we'll probably be we'll be giving our analysis for these 2 games, these 2 Wednesday games. So that'll be cool, and we'll be back next Saturday, and we'll see how well I did in my predictions. I said 2-2 for this game, and I said 3-1 Cavalry win for this game. So we'll see how well I predict, and next week we'll be back to see these games. And will there be any other games we will be previewing? Actually, yes, we will also be previewing these games for that week. So we'll have a lot of games to preview. But yeah, I will see you guys next week. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, drop a like, especially if you want me to do more, because I really want to keep up. And it's not that we won't talk about these games, and it's not that we won't talk about the scores. I'm just not going to do any predicting for these games. That's all that's going to happen. But anyways, peace out. Much love.